All right, I had a discussion with a client tonight after class. Um, that discussion had to do with the Vipers and kind of the goals that you have as you get into fitness. And a lot of those goals are very physical, let's be honest. So it's not that everybody is ready to improve their health and move better and feel better. Like that's not everybody's goal. And that's okay. And a lot of people like the goal of looking better. And I would say all of us want to improve how we look physically, especially when we get into this pursuit, because we know that's one of the major benefits of increasing your physical output. One of those goals is looking a little bit different aesthetically. And I'm going to explain something with the Viper, because he actually said, now a lot of people will come in here and they'll say they're not getting the physical gains that they want to. And to that point, I could say you're probably right in the fact that they're not getting the physical gains that they want to, possibly because they're not understanding what they should be doing to get those physical gains. And that lies on us to give you that understanding. So this is going to be a lesson in that. So I'm going to talk about biceps, and I'm going to talk about chest right now. So one of the complaints was we don't do a ton of chest in here. And if you guys know me, you know that I'm not necessarily opposed to doing chest. I mean, I've done a couple dumbbell incline bench presses in my day. But at the same time, like, I always kind of want to integrate the whole body as a system, because it is a system. If I do this with my chest, there's a chain reaction in this hip, right? Like, we may not understand that, and you may not understand that just yet, but I can draw those connections for you if you'd like me to. But to open this chest up means that scapula is working behind me, right? It means there's going to be a chain reaction even in this hip. It means there's going to be a chain reaction in the lower back of the left side, of the opposite side. And my feet are actually going to react to that too. I'm going to go quickly, but we got to get back to the main point. So if I move my arm over here like this, like you would in a dumbbell chest press, but I'm going to continue to move that arm. Just watch, if you can, watch this knee when I move this arm. I move it, I move it, I move it, I open it, I open it, I open it. What is happening at that knee? That knee is starting to go this way, right? So that means that foot is starting to go this way. So if I open my chest, there's a reaction down there. So understand that, and understand the reasoning why we like to do things that are connected when we train. But back to the process. So I'm going to take this 12 kilogram Viper, which is about 25 pounds. I'm going to do a Viper uppercut, rotational uppercut. And what I want you to do is think for 1 second about what muscles I'm working here. All right? What muscles am I working in this particular move? All right? If you said, well, all of them, you'd be correct. Now, is that a bodybuilding move, a traditional bodybuilding move? No, it is not. Can I bias my biceps to do more of the work? All right, so I've still got my torso moving. I still got my thoracic spine moving. Can I get just the biceps to do most of the work? Not the way I'm doing it, no. I'd probably have to go here. Oh, that's better. I like that better. Yeah. All right. So here's the point. This is using a lot of my body. It's using my biceps for sure. Right? As we go more and more and more isolated, we get a lot less functional. And I don't know what to call it. It's not functional. Right? So can you do non-functional exercises because you want that pump? Of course. My argument is that you want to also include very functional exercises that make your biceps work. Very functional exercises that make your chest work. So this, not a crazy amount of weight, right? Especially for 25 pounds. But if I do this and keep this Viper at my chest every time I go, my biceps are like, hey, wait a second. I'm doing a lot. Please give me a break for a second. So that's movement strength. We'll get into that, right? That's movement strength, right? Now, I'd argue that a lot of people like more is better. So I'm going to use more here, right? So I'm going to integrate, again, the whole body. And I'm going to say, hey, let's do that Viper uppercut with a 16 kilogram Viper, which is about 35 pounds, right, as opposed to 25. And now that move, I only increase that weight 10-ish pounds, right? But now that move, if you can feel that, is going to be much more demand on the upper body because I've got to hold that tension up top to also create motion throughout the rest of the body so I can accomplish that task, right? And if I go here, I've also got that chest involved, right? Because that chest has to go out to in, right? So it's lengthened to shortened, right? So there's a lot going on here. And I would argue that the more we incorporate these things with the traditional strength training of, push-ups or dumbbell bench or shoulder presses, these things are going to help us really fully capture the possibilities of those physical gains that we're looking for, rather than just saying, I'm going to do traditional strength training, and it's going to be very one plane dominant, whether that be forward and backwards, up and down. Those are really the planes we normally work in traditionally. But we're going to add in multiplanar movement, multiplanar strength movement to get a big stimulus and a big result from a physical change.